So, I had the joy a couple of weeks back of flying with my firearm for the first time. You see there's a lot of channels on YouTube, and a lot of these people that have some of these YouTube gun channels, they make videos traveling with their firearms, getting on airplanes, and I said, wow, I watched a few of them, and I said, well, doesn't look too bad. Some people said that you got to be real careful. Just make sure you don't bring your gun onto um, you don't put your gun in a bag that's gonna go on your carry-on. You don't let it get that far. You always bring it right to the ticket counter, and you declare it and stuff like that. And some people have actually done the opposite and have actually tried putting their firearms in their carry-ons, and they had to go through the part of the airport, the part of the terminal where you go through the checkpoints and all that stuff. That's a big no-no, and you get in big trouble for that. You get gun charges put on you, fines, and probably go to jail. So if you just follow it, to the T, you'll be all right. And I was a little nervous at first before I did it, but I did my research on where I was going, did my research on extra research on the airline's firearm policy, things like that, and everything is some airlines is a little different when it comes to the amount of ammo you could bring, but for the most part, most of them are pretty even. They're level when it comes to the way it got to be stored and the ammo, and they're almost all similar. They have similarities. So I had the great joy of flying with Spirit Airlines, man. Yeah, shout out to Spirit. The budgetest of the budget, and that was a big mistake, man. I flew out of Richmond Airport in Virginia, flew to Orlando in Tampa, and my flight going to Florida was at 2:30 in the afternoon, and got to the airport early. I did the check-in thing. I declared the firearm. First thing I noticed though was the lady had a real fucked up attitude. I don't know what it was. I saw her before I even got up to the counter. She was just looked aggravated, like she didn't want to be there. These people, man. Like, one thing is, if you got a job you hate, man, figure out life, bro. Try to make it to where you don't have to do what you don't want to do, where you get to do what you actually enjoy, your passion, because everybody got a passion. But my thing is, just like, people that work you see this at some fast food places too. Not just fast food places, there's other jobs too that do that, even higher paid jobs. My thing is, man, if you don't enjoy your job, man, how the fuck do you have it? There's other places you could work. And if you don't enjoy what you do, I mean, you have the right to, to feel how you feel, but don't take that out on everybody else and spread your negative energy around. Keep that shit to yourself, or stay home or something, or go do something else. And the lady just gave off really bad vibes. So she had me fill out the orange ticket. She filled out her part. I signed the two little declaration cards they gave me to keep on. There was one they gave me to keep on me, and that was it. And she told me don't put it in the box. I said, well, why wouldn't you put it in the box, the firearm declaration tag? She's like, no, just put it on top of the box, so when it goes through the metal through the scanner, they can see that it's a firearm in there. But I'm like, well, can't they see the same ticket through the X-ray machine anyway if it's in the box? I felt a little bit more comfortable putting it in the box, but she said no, just put it on the top of the box. I said, all right, whatever. She tagged the bag and put it on the conveyor belt, and I left. I went, to the terminal to wait for my flight. So I get to Florida at like first off, the fucking flight was late. The flight was supposed to leave at 2:30, didn't leave to like 3:20. Ridiculous. And one thing I learned about Spirit Airlines, man, they never on time, man. They have a 69% on time ratio, one of the worst. Delta is actually the best airline when it comes to being on time, but Spirit is one of the worst, man. Southwest is a little bit better than them, just slightly, but they're better. You know, just a hint, just a nugget of information for y'all. Wink, wink. But anyway, so I get to Richmond, I get to Orlando like 5 o'clock, man, something like that, like five something. And I get to the terminal and I'm waiting for my bag. Something weird just came over me. You know, just felt strange about something. I don't know what it was. Just felt real weird. And I'm sitting there waiting. I see all these bags and stuff. Okay, I'm waiting, and next thing I know, it's starting being like no bags left. It's like 3 bags still left on the belt. So then those 3 bags got claimed. One bag was still there, and they took it off the belt after a while. I'm still standing there when my bag is not there, bro. And another lady that was on the flight with me, her bag wasn't there either. You know, so I'm like, damn it, man, this can't be happening. So I said, hey, man, did any check bags from me, you know, such and such? Did it get through? Is it in the back? And they went to, you know, check on it and nothing. So he's like, well, call Spirit and you tell them what's going on, and you know, if you don't get your luggage back today, you know, you can file a claim and they can reimburse you for everything that you might have to buy and all this other shit, which I still will be doing. I got all the receipts because I had to buy clothes, not too much. I had to buy the stuff that I had in my bag. I had to buy some of that. You know, I had to buy toothpaste, deodorant, toothbrush. I had to buy 2 pairs of underwear. I had to buy some socks. You know, it was very inconvenient, man. Very, very inconvenient. So they like call them. I called Spirit. Spirit telling me all these different things, and she's treating it like it was. She's like, well, go online and fill out a claim, and you're missing. She's up there. I'm telling this lady, listen, man, this is not normal luggage. This is a firearm in my luggage, man. Y'all treating it like it's a joke. My gun could be floating around out here somewhere. Somebody get their hands on it and do something, anything. So then it's like, okay, well, okay. She said something. I don't remember what she said, but she was no help. I called back a few hours later. The next lady was a little bit more helpful from Spirit, and she told me that she's gonna alert Richmond police, which was still dumb. You know what I mean? I'll tell you why in a minute, which it was all bullshit. She told me to alert Orlando police, and I never understood why she told me to alert Orlando. But then when I thought about it, 2 things could have happened. Either A, Richmond Spirit, the Richmond Airlines Spirit employees didn't put the bag on the plane, or they put the bag on the plane and then in Orlando it never got off. It got lost in Orlando. That's the only thing I could think of. So I had tried to cover my tracks. I went to Orlando. It's actually a branch of the police inside the airport. Filed a report with them just in case the bag is, you know, it pops up in Orlando to, you know, alert me. Then I found out Richmond police is not who I call. It's supposed to be Richmond Airport Police. So I ended up calling Richmond Airport Police Saturday morning. You know, I had to drive back to the airport though Friday night when I got to Orlando on Friday actually. I had to drive back to the airport to file a complaint, so I had to pay parking fees again to get back into the airport to take the the shuttle back to the air to the terminal again, and it was retarded. I mean, it was just crazy, man. So Saturday, I ended up getting in contact with Richmond Airport Police. I told them what time I checked my bags in, so 12:50 p.m. He said he's gonna go and follow the cameras and then see where the bag went is from the point of after she tagged it, and he'll get back to me. So I'm waiting. Went and got me a little bit to eat, something to eat. Man, it was crazy. So I finally got a call back from the Richmond Airport Police guy. Told me that they found my bag and that they're gonna expedite it on the next flight. So they put my bag on a flight 4 p.m. Saturday that day for me to go pick it up. Meet the 4 o'clock flight from Richmond to Orlando. And he said what happened is the bag was found back there, but my tag got torn off the bag. I found that real weird. I'm just like, okay, I've been flying for a long time, right? Any other time I fly, my bags are always on the plane. They always get where they gotta go. I never had a tag ripped off my bag, but all of a sudden that I got a firearm in the bag, now my luggage just happened to, the tags just magically rip off my bag. I didn't buy that shit, but he helped me. He actually looked for it. They found it, sent it to the next flight, the earliest flight that afternoon, 4 p.m. And I ended up going back again to Orlando airport. Had to pay parking fee again, but I got my luggage. Okay. I don't listen. It was ridiculous. That was a terrible experience, man. Learned a lot from it though. And before I conclude, let me tell you how the rest of the flight, the return flight went. So when it was time for me to leave, and the flight leaving from Orlando back to Virginia on Sunday, that was early in the morning. It was I caught that flight 9 in the morning, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. flight. Again, that flight was late. That flight left out. I was supposed to be on a plane leaving. It's supposed to, be on the runway by like 9:30. This motherfucking plane didn't even get to the fucking. It didn't even get to the terminal till like 10 o'clock. Ridiculous, man. Spirit, man. Y'all gotta get y'all shit together, man. Straight up. But anyway, gets to the terminal in Orlando. Same thing I did in Virginia. Declared the firearm out there. This time in Orlando, declared it. A little different at it's a little bit different at Orlando Airport. I don't know if it's the airport policy or if it's Spirit policy is different at each airport. I don't know, but I'm thinking it's the airline, it's the airport's policy. So I go and declare the gun at the ticket counter. This time, the woman took me downstairs on the elevator, and it's like a special conveyor belt somewhere in the back. And she tagged the bag, and this time, she didn't even have me open the bag. She told me, she was like, she didn't even have me open the gun, the case. I'm like, I'm gonna open it. She's like, no, is it? She was just going by off of what I told her. She was going by off of what I told her. She was saying, no, it's all right. Don't, it's all right. You ain't gotta open it. But I said, man, fuck that. I opened it anyway, and I showed it to her. It had the, as you see, this is how the gun was. Green cable lock, everything else. And put it back in the luggage. She took me down to this special little area where I guess firearms and stuff like that go through. She said she had me put it on this belt, and then she was like, firearm, and then she yelled firearm to them. They took it. She was like, okay, sir, you're good to go. She went back upstairs, so did I, and off to the terminal I go. That's all. It was a little bit more assuring for some reason from doing it out of Orlando. I kind of like that, how she walked me personally to another area, things like that. And so I get on the plane. I didn't feel as bad this time. I didn't feel as worried, but then like I said, look what just happened to me with Richmond Airport. So I was still a little wary. I get to Virginia, waited on the belt, waited for my bag, and bag was there. No problems. So what I took from this situation was, number one, I don't think I even want to fly no more with firearms, man. It made me a little nervous. And if I ever did fly again, I would probably not use Spirit ever again. I would probably just use like Delta, because from what I was hearing, Delta, when you fly with them, they have somebody actually take the bag and walk it to you. They don't even put it on the belt. If they know it's a firearm in there. I'm not sure how true this is, but that's what I've been told. Um, I would like that. That's way more assuring than just mixing my bag up with other people's bags and mine's got guns and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure there was other guns on that flight too, probably. But my conclusion is, I think that somebody was trying to steal my firearm in that Richmond terminal, in the Richmond airport. I just think them baggage handlers, something just didn't feel right. I don't know what it was. When the cop told me the tag got ripped off my bag, I'm like, come on, man. All these bags on this belt, my bag is the one that got the tag ripped off. It just felt strange. And also, when I got my bag back, I forgot to mention, when I got the bag back from Richmond, when I picked it up in Orlando, it had a TSA tag in the fucking in the luggage. I'm not sure if they was able to get inside the gun case, but they didn't break any locks or anything like that. But they actually was in my luggage inspecting it. Said something about on the tag, we have the right to inspect baggage. Yours was just one of them, and all this other stuff. It was like they rummaged through my damn shit. And I guess the cop said he did open the bag to see if my firearm case and everything else was in there. So I don't know if they x-rayed it, I'm sure, and saw that was a gun in there. They didn't have to even open the case or break any locks. But as far as Richmond goes, man, I think they were trying to take my firearm. I think what they was gonna do was wait. They was banking on me taking forever to even try to like put out a search for my own bag, which is dumb, because I'm like, why wouldn't I put out a search? Rather it had a firearm in there or not, it's my luggage. I'm gonna put out a search for my damn luggage, man. And from the way I look at it is, they were just trying to separate my bag from all of the rest of the bags, and then take it somewhere sketchy, and then go through it and take my gun. That's what I thought they were trying to do, man. Because I heard stories about a lot of these baggage handlers at these airlines. They hire third parties, and a lot of these dudes is fucking got criminal records and all that shit, man. And you got them working around people's firearms and shit. Like, I don't feel right doing that. So I'm not sure if I'll ever fly again with a gun. That was a very bad experience, man, because all type of things running through my head, and I'm like, what if somebody get their hands on my gun, kill somebody? I was nervous, man. Even though I did everything right, I still didn't like that shit. I didn't like it at all. Just knowing that your firearm is out there all night long, it could be anywhere, you don't know where it is. I didn't like that, man. I didn't like how I didn't feel like I was in control. I didn't like that. So, just sharing my experience, my first time flying. A lot of people's experiences much smoother than mine, but mine was semi-smooth. It was smooth one way, but terrible the other. Just my situation. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. This is Rebel 9. Thanks for watching.